Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading multi-character Executioner by me. So let's get into it. Kokushibo. Well, he was a little bit nervous. After all, that required a lot of intimacy and trust and effort and, well, a lot of things. Telling you he wants children, and that he seriously wants this, and even in the near future. Well, it's a great deal to ask. And it's not like you have to listen to him either. The two of you were married, yes, but that didn't mean that there was anything that you had to do. You were married, you loved each other, and that was that. But children, that was a whole other topic. Not to mention the idea of you carrying a child and giving birth that scared him. Just a little bit. It was a lot for anyone to go through. And as much as he wanted this, he worried for you as well. So in the end, ultimately, it would be your decision. But he wanted to talk to you about the possibility in general. And when one day, he stopped you as you were making dinner, wrapping an arm around your waist. Lion, I need to tell you something important. That's what he said. And you tilted your head at him, curious. You never really expected him to say the next few words. I want a child with you. You what? You say, blushing brightly as you tilted your head. Are you serious about this? Why wouldn't I be? He said, and you quickly realized that he was actually serious. So as you blushed and looked away, you fidgeted, feeling a little bit hesitant. Well, I guess I wanted to. I really do. But I don't know when. He smiled softly at that, his heart melting with happiness. You don't have to want it just because I do. But if you really do, then you could take all the time you need in the world. You could have it, Mayan. I promise you, I'm not in a hurry for this. And it was so extremely sweet how considerate he was. How he wanted you to wait to decide what you wanted, so he wouldn't feel like he's just forcing something on you, just because you wanted to make him happy. He thinks it's cute, really, but he wants you to actually be careful of what you're saying. This is a big step. This is something important. And he wants you to be happy. And if it makes you happy, then he'll be happy as well. Whatever it is. 7 days later, you tell him that you've thought it through and you're actually okay with that. He hugs you then and holds you so close, his heart swelling with happiness, because it's all he's ever wanted. All he's wished for was to have you and to be able to love you like this, to be able to build a future and a family with you. That was his dream, and right now, you just told him that you're going to make his dreams come true. And you could not be happier about that. You were his happiness, and you know you always would be. Muichiro. Muichiro has always thought about this ever since the two of you got married. It has been something he's been thinking about. You know, because you might approach him about the topic. But in the midst of thinking about it too much, he kind of liked it, and wished for this to become a reality. And it wasn't like he could do this alone, or he could think of this without telling you a single thing. So eventually he knew. He would have to ask you. But the idea of asking you was quite embarrassing, because having children did just not happen overnight. There had to be some things to be done, and he was very shy. So it took him a great deal of courage and preparing to actually be able to ask you that question so transparently. So, after spending a lot of time trying to get ready for this, he was suddenly able to ask you the question that he was just afraid of the most. Would you want this? Would you want to have a child with him? He had no idea, and as he held your hand, telling you had a very important question to ask, you looked into his eyes, curious, and you took a deep, trembling breath. Oyan, would you want to have children with me in the future? And of course you blushed. Of course you're a little bit embarrassed by the forwardness. But it was a serious topic. And as you looked down, blushing brightly, well, I'm not really sure, Muichiro, but I think I like the idea. I'm not 100% sure, but it seems very nice to have a family with someone that I love. That is something I've thought about, and something that I really want. But I don't know if I'm ready or when we'll be able to do this. He blushes, but he smiles then, seeing as you seem to be quite okay with the idea, and that's a lot of relief for him. Well, whenever you want, I am quite willing to try. I just wanted to ask because I didn't want to seem ridiculous, but I'm glad you want this as well. You know what, Muichiro? You are ridiculous, you say, and he blushes at that, tilting his head. He doesn't understand why you would call him ridiculous, but then you say, because I would want anything with you. You don't have to be nervous like that. He smiled softly, hugging you tightly and burying his face into your neck. He loves you, and every single day, he discovers that he loves you even more. It's like his love for you is never ending, but somehow, you make him realize the depth of it, more and more with each passing moment. And he's grateful for that. He's grateful for you, and grateful for the ability to be able to live this life with someone as beautiful and kind as you are. And he certainly hopes that the two of you decide on building a family together and, well, making all those silly dreams of his come true. And even if not, he'd be okay just having you anyway.